Senators Sherrod Brown and Elizabeth Warren. Brown, Democrat of Ohio, Warren, Democrat of Massachusetts. They both announced today that they will vote to confirm Ben Carson as the nation's next Secretary of Housing and Urban Development. Yeah. Sherrod Brown said he would give Carson, quote, the benefit of the doubt, end quote, based on assurances he received from Carson that Carson, would address such issues as lead hazards, fair housing, and homelessness. Oh, my God. Sherrod Brown, Senator Brown, you know, I had some faith in you for a while, but it's down the fucking toilet now, pal. Are you kidding me? You're going to rely on Ben Carson for anything. But that's what Democrats do. Goodbye, Sherrod. Nice knowing you. Sherrod Brown, who's the ranking member of the Senate Banking Committee, said in a statement, quote, Dr. Carson is not the nominee I would have chosen to lead HUD, due both to his lack of experience and his often troubling public statements over the last 3 years. But despite my reservations and my disagreements with some of his positions, I will give Dr. Carson the benefit of the doubt based on commitments he had made to me in person and to this committee, end quote. Are you shitting me? Sherrod Brown added that this phony bastard Carson had promised that he will uphold the housing rights of lesbian and gay people and he would work to bolster housing in the president's proposed infrastructure plan. Sherrod Brown added that Ben Carson had promised to uphold the housing rights of lesbian and gay individuals. Now, Ben Carson is a Christian fascist. He doesn't believe lesbian or gay people have any rights whatsoever. He's made that so clear over and over again. And here's Sherrod Brown. Gonna vote for his confirmation. And then Sherrod Brown said one of the most asinine, dumb shit things I have ever heard him say. Sherrod Brown said, quote, I will do everything in my power to hold Dr. Carson accountable for making good on his promises. Senator Brown, you don't have any power. Are you crazy? You're a Democratic senator from Ohio. You don't even register on the power scale, pal. You're nothing in the context of what kind of a government we have now. See, here we go again. These dumb ass Democrats who try to present themselves as progressives or moderates, and they're stupid. And then Senator Warren. She also expressed what she called, quote, concerns about Dr. Carson's inexperience in the field and his comments on poverty and government dependency. But I am assured by the promises Carson made in written questions to the committee. Jesus Christ. Oh, my God. Where did you park your brain today, Senator Elizabeth Warren? The senator's decision, this is an understatement, to support this rat bastard comes as a surprise. You know, for a brief moment, brief in the concept of eternal time, for a brief moment, I thought that Brown and Warren were progressives. And they both asked a bunch of pointed questions about Ben Carson's views on public housing, minimum wage during his confirmation hearing last week. And all the answers that came out of Carson's mouth were lies, deceptions, half-truths, bullshit, and Christian gibberish. Senator Sherrod Brown had even noted that Ben Carson had previously described the Fair Housing Act, which is a piece of civil rights legislation, trying to help minority folks, so to speak, be able to buy a goddamn house or live in a neighborhood where they wouldn't be discriminated against, whether they were buying or renting. And that civil rights legislation, HUD is partially responsible for enforcing. And Ben Carson called it a failed socialist experiment. And then once he realized he had used the S word, he backed up and said, oh, well, I'm merely opposed to central dictation of people's lives. Central dictation of people's lives. This is the part I don't understand. A fascist, a Christian, or a Christian fascist, any one of the three, believe totally in the central dictation of people's lives. So Ben Carson sits there, the lying little weasel that he is, and said, well, I was only just like the people who tweeted their filth about women. Oh, well, I'm sorry if I offended anybody. Oh, hell, blip, blip. Now, I'll tell you why it happened. Sherrod Brown is up for re-election in Ohio next year. And that's the state that Trump carried by a margin of about 8 percentage points. So once again, these Democrats, these progressives, these liberals have as their primary goal covering their own asses. Well, that's enough Sherrod Brown for me. And frankly, it's enough Elizabeth Warren, too. Now, I know some of the cynics who follow this program, if they still do, because I have thoroughly pissed off a lot of people, like I did 8 years ago. And really, things have gotten so crazy, I can't even concern myself about who I piss off. I can't. Don't have enough time. But I know there are people saying, well, Malloy, you backed Hillary Clinton. You made a choice. You're goddamn right I did. And I made it very clear what I was trying to. I'm not up for re-election for anything. And I made it very clear that I did not support her. I was going to vote for her to prevent exactly what's happening now. But a lot of Democrats said, oh, fuck it, I'm not going to vote for her. I'm just not going to do it. She's a liar. Benghazi. I know Trump's not going to get. Okay, well, here we are.